How you doing, good people? This is the 8-bit animal. And we need to talk about Mindscape. I know I say this every time we end up talking about a Mindscape game, but Mindscape did a lot. Most of it wasn't good, but they did a lot. I will say this. Of all the stuff from Mindscape that I played on the NES, the two best games were probably ports of Atari stuff or Midway stuff, depending on who you ask and who had the licensing for those arcade cabinets. That's Paperboy and Gauntlet 2. Today's game is another Mindscape game. Was not an Atari, was not licensed from Atari. It's a movie license. And we know that Mindscape and movie licenses did not end well. We've talked about 2 other movie licenses from Mindscape. Well, 3 if you count Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And none of those games were any good. Because you had the Indiana Jones game, which wasn't good. On the Tengen version wasn't good, so the Mindscape version absolutely wasn't going to be good. Then you had Dirty Harry, which that's a clunky mess. What was another one that they did? Today's game. Today we're going to talk about a game based on a movie from 1981. That was another problem Mindscape had. They always talked about their games were always based on movies from way before the NES. Bunch of them were. This one's no different. Today, we're going to take a quick look at Mad Max. Now, we can get into the semantics and talk about why this was a bad idea based on, you know, what we know about Mel Gibson since like Passion of the Christ and all that, but we don't need to. This game is bad enough as it is. You see, this game is actually a port of sorts of an Amiga title called Road Raiders, and that game ain't really don't really look good to me. But some PC magazines and all that, they dug it. They liked it. They liked what was happening there. This game, you start out in Max's car and you ride around looking for abandoned mines. You go into the abandoned mines and they are populated by these guys who are basically in there defending what they got in there. You come through with your shotgun, you hit them with the shotgun, they turn into beef stew, kind of like in Red Faction 2 when you hit somebody with the grenade launcher and he's turning into beef stew. That's what happens here with the shotgun. So you hit them with the shotgun, you go into these different rooms, you get keys, and then you go and get food and water, because food and water are the currency for this game. And then you get ammo and dynamite and gasoline, because you need gas. You're going to run out of gas. And gas is expensive, just like it is now. And you have to do all this in this mine, then get out of the mine, ride around some more, find another abandoned mine, do the same thing, and then find a rundown gas station where you can buy, you know, ammo or get your car repaired or buy gas or get an arena pass. That's the important one, the arena pass. You buy an arena pass so you can go to the arena, and then you drive around in this arena trying to knock opposing cars off of the edge into the pits. Like, there's a pit that opens up out of the floor, and then there's one off on the sides. And yeah, you do that, and you have to do that like 3 or 4 times. You go through all of that like 3-4 times before you get to the final boss. And you gotta collect in like the last little mine before you go to the final arena. You gotta collect arrows for your crossbow, cause unlike the rest of the game, you have to have crossbow ammo to beat the final boss. You can't use your shotgun. It don't make no sense. This game sounds exciting, right? The way I described it in all that rapid succession. Problem with this game is that it is dull. It is dry. Exactly, boat. No, that was the bridge. I'm sorry. But this game is dull and dry, and it's not fun, and you're gonna fall asleep playing it. Don't nobody want to fall asleep playing an NES game. It's supposed to be exciting, right? Or am I tripping? I might be tripping. I don't know. But anyway, Mad Max, the long and short of it is, this is not a whole lot of game, but it is a whole lot of game. And what's here gets dull real quick. There's only like 2 pieces of music in the game, and they don't play for most of the game, and it's just dull. It's really, really dull, and I'm disappointed at how dull it is. It's just bad, man. I don't know what else to tell you about it. But yeah, if you decide you want a copy of Mad Max though for some reason, you can get a copy about $10 or less. It's cheap. I mean, I don't know why you would want a copy of Mad Max, because I mean, I've never really seen a lot of copies of this out in a while, so you would think it'd be a lot more rare than it is, but it ain't. It's a lot of copies out there, but don't nobody really want them, so it's just a bunch of copies out there. That should tell you what you need to know about this game. It ain't fun. Don't do this to yourself unless you're really like trying to get a full set. Don't do this. This game is dull. But this has been the 8-Bit Animal. I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Dull game. It's dull. Tomorrow. Yo, Tecmo released a soccer RPG on the NES. Well, they ported it from Japan. But still, it's a soccer RPG. Let's go!